most welcome to another exciting review of the 7 habits of highly effective people. And in this video, we're going to be looking at an overview of the 7 habits discussed in this book. Right. It's actually an interesting read. I enjoyed reading this part of the book. So let's go straight into it. Aristotle says, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. In essence, our character basically is a composite of our habits. Sow a thought, you reap an action. If you sow an action, you reap a habit. If you sow a habit, you reap a character. If you sow a character, you reap a destiny. And the maxim goes on and on. So you see, everything starts with your character. Everything starts with your habits. Habits are powerful factors in our lives. We cannot deny that. I'm really happy that we've looked at, we've read Atomic Habits, we've reviewed Atomic Habits. If you did, then you will understand a lot about habits. Habits are powerful, they are consistent and often unconscious patterns. Whether you are conscious of them or not, the fact is that everything that you do repeatedly, that you do daily, that you do consciously, unconsciously, becomes a pattern. And if care is not taken, it actually forms your character. It influences the way you behave and so on. So whether your habit is effective or ineffective, the fact is that your habits can make you or mar you. Right, as Horace Mann, the great educator, once said, habits are like cable. We weave a strand of it every day. Sometimes they are even not obvious. You don't even know that you're doing a particular thing, but it is having a big effect, on your life. And Horace said that habits cannot be broken, but the author explains that habits can actually be broken, but it is not easy. Just like James Clear says in Atomic Habits, it is not easy to break a habit. That is why you should be careful not to form any bad habits in the first place. Once you see yourself sliding towards the path of any bad habits, quickly break it. Because once it becomes very strong, it becomes a part of you. It is difficult to break. But if it is a good habit, of course, we want to keep building upon it. Habits, have tremendous pull. If it is a bad habit, it's a pull. If it is a positive habit, it's a pull. So you can use this pull for yourself or against yourself. And just like any natural force, your habits can either work for you or against you. Now, let us define habits more properly for the purpose of this book. What we are doing is to lay a foundation for the 7 habits discussed in this book. If you understand this part, then as we read on, you will actually understand the 7 habits. We'll define a habit as the intersection of knowledge, skill, and desire. Right. For you to form any habit, you must know about it. So knowledge is knowing what to do. Skill is knowing how to do it. And then desire has to do with wanting it. So in order for anything to become a habit, it means that you know about it. And then you are able to do it. You know the how and the why you want to do it. And then you desire to do it. If you don't desire to do anything, nobody can force you. Not even God can force you. Right? So any habits that you form in your life, whether good or bad, it means that you want it. It means that you permit it. Even the devil cannot force it on you. If you do not leave the room, give room for him, to come into your life, right? So even if you know how to do something, like you know how to communicate, but you don't want to communicate, nobody can force you. You know how to talk, quite all right, but there are some places you go to, what happens? You keep quiet. That means you don't have the desire to talk. You know that reading books will benefit you so greatly. You know that is knowledge. You know how to read. That is skill. You know why you should read. It is part of skill. But you don't have the desire to read. You don't want to read. So in that case, reading can never become a habit for you because you don't desire it, even though you know about it, right? Let's look at saving and investment as another example. Some people have the knowledge that, oh, it is good to save. To save, it will really benefit you. It is good to invest. You can achieve financial freedom, right? And some people know how to save. They know what to do if they want to save. They know why they should save. They know that it is important to their financial life, but they don't have the desire. So they remain broke. They remain poor. And so they don't have a saving culture. They have not formed the habit of investing, right? So in order for you to build any habit, you must have the knowledge, you must know how to do it, why you want to do it, and you must be willing to do it. So by working on knowledge, skill, and desire, we can break through to new levels of personal and interpersonal effectiveness. In case you are just joining, we are looking at an overview of the 7 habits. I'm on page 47 now. I'll soon flip to page 48. Right. Working on your knowledge, skill, and desire, can help you break through to new levels of personal and interpersonal effectiveness as we break with old paradigms that may have been a source of pseudo security, all those old mindsets, old paradigms, old beliefs that are not taking you anywhere. You have to break them. And it is not easy. It is a painful process, right? It is a very, very painful process. Growth is a painful process. And it's a change that has to be motivated by a higher purpose. In order for you to develop something, a good habit in this instance, you must have a strong motivation of purpose. Your purpose must be so great. Maybe you want to become a good reader. You want to become wiser. You really want to feel fulfilled in life. That motivation is what a lot of people lack. We read in the Psychology of Money that nobody can motivate you. You are your own motivator. There is nothing a motivational speaker can say. If your mind is closed, nothing can penetrate. So motivate yourself every day. Push yourself every day. Force yourself every day to do those things that are right. Now we move on quickly to the maturity of continuum. The 7 habits are not a set of separate or piecemeal psych-up formulas. They work together with natural laws. And we talked a little about this yesterday. Natural laws, principles, right? So in your life, take a look at your life or examine your life right now. Just take like 5 seconds to think about it. Are you growing? Are you maturing? Is your life moving forward financially, mentally, physically, emotionally? And this will bring us to, 3 concepts here when it comes to maturity continuum. We'll talk about dependence, independence, and interdependence. You need these 3. You need to rise through these 3. From dependence, when you were a baby, you depended on your mom or your dad or the adults around you. You needed to be nurtured. You needed to be given a bath. When you poo and you mess up yourself, you relied so much on other people to live well, to grow through life. Because if at birth they abandoned you, nobody nurtured you, then you will not be here today. So it was a great level of dependence, right? For months and for some years. But as you grew, what happened? You continue to grow and to mature towards independence. Now, you don't have to pull on your body again. You know that when you are pressed, you go to the toilet, right? Except in cases where you have accidental discharge. But that would also depend on your age. But then you get to a stage in life, people expect you to be able to do things on your own. Nobody expects that they will think for you or things like that. So if you don't mature towards that stage, what happens? People begin to get worried that, hey, I hope nothing is wrong with this child, right? When a child is expected to talk, when a child is expected to be eaten by him or herself, and that child is still being fed, the child does not have hand-to-mouth coordination, right? Then they begin to suspect that there is problem. So there is immaturity in that aspect. But then independence is not the supreme thing. It is not the ultimate. As a human being, for you to say that you have truly matured, you must grow to the level of interdependence. This means that you can get along well with other people. You can work smoothly with other people. You can live together with other people. You get married, you are able to live in harmony with your spouse. Not you having the mentality of, oh, let me just do my own thing. Let me just be on my own. That means you have not matured to that level of interdependence. You still have a lot of growing up to do. And there is growth in different areas. There are some people that are physically mature, of course. When you see an adult, you know that this person is an adult now. He can walk, she can talk, she can do everything. But some people are not emotionally mature. Any little thing you say will get to them. People's opinions, will make them sad. Once you say that, oh, you're not looking nice today, what happened? They are devastated. Their mood changes throughout the day. It means they are not emotionally mature. Some people are not mentally mature. You have to think for them. Sometimes you even be irritated, like, don't you know you're supposed to do this thing? That means they are not mentally mature. They are not creative. They cannot think outside the box. Right? So there is maturity on different levels. But you really have to grow to that point of interdependence. It is easy to see that independence is much more mature than dependence, of course. But then interdependence is much more mature than independence. Independence is more mature than dependence. Interdependence is more mature than independence, right? And until you mature to that point, you may not have a successful marriage. You may not have a successful working relationship with your colleagues. You may also be jumping from one church to another because you just cannot relate well with people. There are some people that get easily irritated, right? I used to have a friend, and anyways, I'm not sure if he's still married to his wife, but the wife gets irritated to the point that she cannot use the same spoon that the husband uses to eat. Once her husband's mouth touches it, she can't use it, right? So I was thinking when he told me, I hope there will be no problem like this. But of course, he's a mature guy and things like that. But in life, there are some things that you just have to do for the sake of getting along well with other people. It may not come naturally to you, but you have to learn it. Every time people are around you, maybe no kiss, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask. All right. So you get irritated. People annoy you easily. You are not tolerant. You are impatient and things like that. Independent people who do not have the maturity to think and act interdependently may be good producers, right? But they won't be good leaders or team players. They are not coming from the paradigm of interdependence necessary to succeed in marriage, family, or organizational reality. Thank God we just finished winning with people. It speaks a lot about interdependence. How do you want to win in life if you cannot win with people? Winning with people does not mean that you are licking people's asses. It just means that you know how to get along well with them. You know how to maintain healthy relationships, right? So life is by nature highly interdependent. To try to achieve maximum effectiveness through independence is like trying to play tennis with a golf club. The tool is not suitable to reality. So in order for you to enjoy your life, you must know how to relate with other people. Interdependence is the ultimate, right? So habits 1, 2, and 3 deal with self-mastery, private victories. We've been talking about inside out. We talked about that yesterday and just yesterday. Inside out. If you don't win inside, have private victories, then you cannot experience public victories. If all you have is public victories, everybody sees you as that accomplished person. But inside, you don't have character. You lack the strength to go through life. You lack patience. You lack courage. You lack humility, hard work, and all of those things that are essential for fulfillment and effectiveness in life. Then your public victories will be of little or no value. That's why at the beginning of this book, if you check, you see different quotes by different people. Some people complaining that in career they are successful professionally and things like that, but they still feel unhappy. That is, they have public victories but no private victories. So habits 4, 5, 6 will help us to understand public victories and how to achieve them. Then we'll move on to habit 7. All right. Habit 7 is the habit of renewal. It circles and embodies all the other habits. And it is the habit of continuous improvement that creates an upward spiral of growth. If you can master these 7 habits, you're going to be flying high there, right? Effectiveness defined. This book is about effectiveness. All the 7 habits will help us to learn how to be effective in life because they are based on principles. And we established yesterday that there is no way you can succeed or be fulfilled in life if you try to boycott principles. The principle of hard work, you want to boycott it, you want to go through shortcuts, you will get your fingers burnt. We are still, CBEX is still trending, right? People who just wanted to cash out quickly and move on. You see, they got their fingers burnt. They knew that, this thing is a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, they still wanted to do it. What happened? They regretted it, right? So there is no shortcut in life. It is either you calm down and do your work now so that you can enjoy later. Or you try to shortcut your way now. But your work, hard work, will be waiting for you then in the future. And by that time, you will do it with your tired body when you are supposed to be resting. Right. So in trying to define effectiveness, we are going to look at the principle that the author calls P/PC balance, which many people break themselves against. They don't work in tangent with this principle, and so they don't become effective. So listen carefully now. We're talking about effectiveness, and this is very, very important going forward. The principle can be easily understood by remembering Aesop's fable of the goose and the golden egg. So there was this fable. It is the story of a poor farmer who one day discovered in the nest of his goose a glittering golden egg. At first, he couldn't believe it. Is this goose now producing golden eggs? So he tried to throw it here, throw it there, and he has second thoughts. And takes it in to be appraised instead, and he found out that it was actually a golden egg. This thing is real. So the next day, of course, as a typical human being, because now he believes that his fortune has come, it is real gold, pure gold. So every day he looks forward to going to the nest of the goose to pick up this golden this golden egg, right? So repeatedly, day after day, he would rush there. He started becoming impatient. Of course, he became fabulously wealthy. Everything seemed too good to be true. Is it true? This goose is actually, producing eggs. And just like a typical human being, he became impatient. And he thought to himself, instead of waiting every day to come to this nest to pick up this golden eggs, why don't I kill this goose and bring out all the golden eggs at once, so that I will know that I don't have to be stressing myself every day to come and pick it. It's a long process. Just like people would think that hard work is a long process. If you can do anything sharp, let's do it. There's no point going through the process. So he killed the goose, and it was empty. No golden eggs inside this goose. So what happened? Within this fable is a natural law, a principle, the basic definition of effectiveness. So no golden eggs, and there is no way to get any more. He killed his own fortune. The farmer has destroyed the goose that produced them. So no goose, no eggs, right? This is the real definition of effectiveness. Most people see effectiveness from the golden egg paradigm. The more you produce, the more you do, the more effective you are. But true effectiveness is a function of 2 things. What is produced, that is golden eggs, and the producing asset or capacity to produce, that is the goose. Now we'll bring it down to you. Now you are the goose, right? And everything you produce in life will be the golden eggs. So your own may not be golden eggs, depending on the quality of your production. Your own may be silver eggs, your own may be wooden eggs, your own may be iron eggs, your own may be paper eggs, right? It depends on the quality of your input, but basically that is the way. It's like input and output, something like that. If you adopt a pattern of life that focuses on golden eggs alone, the goodies of life, and you neglect the goose, the production capacity. You will soon be without the asset that produces the golden eggs. So in other words, you want goodies out of life, you want money, you want cars, you want all the beautiful things, right? Those are the golden eggs. But you are the asset. You are the one to produce all those things. So if you don't build your production capacity, you don't invest in yourself, you don't go to school, you don't read books, you don't mingle with people that will take you forward, you don't take care of your health, what happens? Your production begins to decrease. And over time, you may kill the asset such that the asset cannot produce anything again. So this kind of person, not you, this person is not useful for him or herself. And so no golden eggs can come. So there has to be a balance. There has to be the production and production capacity balance. If you adopt a pattern of life, okay, we've talked about that. So effectiveness lies in balance. Like he says, the P/PC balance. P stands for production of desired results, the golden eggs, and PC stands for production capacity. Now, and the ability or assets that produces the golden eggs. Now, let us go to the three kinds of assets. We have physical assets, we have financial assets, and we have human assets. Physical assets, right? It is you in this instance. You are the body. You are the one producing the eggs, or maybe a physical machine, maybe like your car or your washing machine if you're a laundry person, or if you're a tailor, your sewing machine. Those are physical assets, right? If you don't take care of these physical assets, what happens? If you are managing them, your machine needs oiling, you don't oil it. You want to keep managing it. Before you know it, the production capacity will be decreasing, and then you'll be spending more money to repair that machine instead of oiling it little by little, ensuring that it is well maintained so that it can last for you. Now, moving over to financial assets, it also powerfully impacts the effective use of financial asset, that is the P/PC balance. How often do people confuse principal with interest? You're a business person. You're just mixing your capital and profit together. You are not separating them. Before you know it, your business will run down. Right? You want to keep getting the golden eggs. So you keep eating your capital, your principal. You are not reinvesting. You are not planning back a part of your profits. And little by little, there are some shops that you used to visit years ago. Oh, I still remember one. That shop used to be filled up. And 2 weeks ago, I went there. The shelves were almost empty. I was telling my husband, what happened? This shop is gradually going down the drain. They used to have branches around town. Now they cannot even maintain the branches. I didn't go to the other branches though, but this particular one used to be like the one in the best location. Now the shops are almost empty. I don't know what happened though, but it's just an example to say, if you don't take care of your business, your financial assets, it will not always produce golden eggs for you. If you don't learn to discipline yourself, to say that, no, these profits, I'm not going to spend everything. Oh, they said the shop puts money for CBEX. I don't know. Right, but who knows? Maybe somebody has said, Mama, bring money. We can double this money for you. Now, let's look at the last one, the human asset. The human assets. These are the people that you work with, that you move with. And you really have to balance your relationship with them. You must know how to work with people. Right? It is fundamental. People control physical and financial assets. Two people are in marriage. They must know how to maintain that marriage. They must not become selfish. Once both of them are chasing after the golden eggs, money, they don't have time for their children. They don't even have time to work on their love life, to take themselves out, and what happens? The marriage begins to deteriorate. Few years down the line, they will both be like, we don't feel any love for each other again. Can we go our separate ways? Because they were busy chasing the golden eggs, right? They neglected the human assets. Let's move really quickly now. The same thing is applicable to parenting. If you always want golden eggs out of your children, give me good grades, you must be well behaved, and you are not taking care of you are not investing in them, the production capacity. You only care about the production, what your children can give you, what you can gain from them, how they must be socially capable, mentally alert, physically, academically, spiritually, and everything. But you're not nurturing them. You're not really investing in them. You just give birth to children or nurture children that are going to resent you when you grow up. Now, organizational PC, all of these effectiveness principles are everywhere. You can apply them to your individual lives, to your marriage, to your work, and everything, right? People use them badly. The PPC principle, they don't maintain their physical assets, financial assets, and so on. What happens? Things begin to deteriorate. Or somebody who has customers, a business person, not taking care of the customers. You only care about the profits. Oh, you think they will keep coming? No, they will not keep coming. If you break their trust or you reduce the quality of your products, they will move on to another person. So always maintain that balance. That is the principle of effectiveness, right? There must be balance in everything that you do. So lastly, let us look at how to use this book. Before we begin work on the 7 habits of highly effective people, I would like to suggest 2 paradigm shifts that will greatly increase the value you will receive from this material. First, the author says, don't see this material as just a book that you read once and go and drop on your shelf. No. See it as a companion, a guide, something that you can always go back to from time to time. Maybe when you get to a crossroad or you're confused about something, see it as your guide, right? And go back to it. Of course, it can't take over the place of the Bible, but it's a very helpful material that you can always go back to. It is God that gave him the wisdom to write the book, and it is very, very effective. Some people read Bible, they pray, but they lack some of this basic knowledge, and so they still don't live a fulfilling life. So go back to it from time to time. Number 2, don't read this book as a learner. Read it as a teacher. Every time you read a part of this book, look for somebody to teach it to within the first 48 hours of reading it. That way, the knowledge will stick better to you. That is one good thing about these reviews that we're doing. We also go on TikTok on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You have the opportunity to teach, to review. I don't do the reviews on TikTok. You will do the reviews. Come and say what you have learned. So when that time comes, don't run away. When they say, oh, who will review chapter 1, who will review chapter 2, who will review this principle, don't draw back. It is your opportunity to expand your knowledge, to make what you are reading and learning stick better to you. Teach it. What you teach to others, you will hardly forget. It's a principle that I learned for a long time. Look at the way I've been quoting Atomic Habits, the psychology of money, because I come almost every day to teach it. And it's an act of service. In which book did we learn this act of service? Was it not in Failing Forward or Think and Grow Rich? Yes, it's in Think and Grow Rich. It's an act of service. Teaching is an act of service to other people. You are pointing other people to knowledge, opening up their brain, awakening them. So don't keep what you know to yourself. Teach it. In the long run, you are doing yourself more good than even the people you are teaching. So that is how to approach this book if you want it, if you want to get the best out of it. Now, what can you expect? In the last analysis, as Marilyn Ferguson observed, no one can persuade another to change. Each of us guards a gate of change that can only be opened from the inside. Nobody can force any change on you. Like I said, nobody can motivate you. We cannot open the gate of another, either by argument or by emotional appeal. You are responsible for opening your own gates, the gate of change, the gate of your mind. So be open-minded as you read this book, right? The author wants to assure us that several positive things will happen as you read this book. Number 1, your growth will be evolutionary, but the net effect will be revolutionary. You're going to experience massive growth if you open your mind to take in the lessons from this book. Right, open your mind. In the first 3 habits, you will experience private victories. There will be a change, a shift from inside. And then the next 3 habits, you experience public victories. You know, if you are changed on the inside, then your victories will be eminent on the outside. People will see it, that this person has substance. right? They will see it. And then the seventh habit, if deeply internalized, will renew the first six and will make you truly independent and capable of effective interdependence. Through it, you can charge your own batteries. Whatever your current present situation, the author assures you that you are not your habit. You can replace old patterns of self-defeating behavior with new patterns, new habits of effectiveness, happiness, and trust-based relationships. Lastly, growth is tender. Be patient with yourself. Maybe there's a bad habit you've been trying to break. Don't beat yourself up. Be patient. Just make sure that you're consistently working towards it. Self-growth is tender. It is holy ground. There is no greater investment because once you are able to grow, you enjoy it. But it is not a quick fix. But we are assured that we are going to see the benefits. We are going to see immediate payoffs. Some will take time, but you will definitely see changes, positive changes. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of today's review, and tomorrow we're going to start the review of part 2, private victory, and we'll look at the first habit that says be proactive. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. We'll come together again tomorrow as we review habit 1, be proactive. Until then, be intentional. Bye. You're welcome, everybody.